whatever. All right, we are live out there in the real world. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Scooter looks like a chair today.
He does look like a chair, and Mark is on his way, and Chipper will be here in a little bit, so nobody's here, so that's okay.
Right.
But we can talk about last week a little bit, right?
Of course.
Of course we can. Let's recap last week. Boom, pop it up on screen. There's Scooter. Scooter's there. You'll have to unmute yourself, but so anyway, let's recap last week. Everybody went Pittsburgh Steelers except for me, and I did not win that one.
Boo.
I was close.
Not really.
No, I don't think I was.
They were always going to win that.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I'm not a hater at all. I love Pittsburgh. Are you kidding me? I think that they're really good. I just thought that it's hard for teams to go 6 games in a row, 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. I mean, it's just hard to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I swear the undefeated.
I just thought go ahead. I just thought if it was going to be this week, it would have been in this week. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what and I said it last week too. I just think the undefeated teams, like, they never lose to like that team that they should lose to.
Yeah, the Dolphins will beat them or something.
Yeah. They go beat the Ravens, but then the Bengals upset them, and you're like, what the heck is going on?
Well, but I will say this. You can mark my words. They're not going to lose this week to the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I don't think that's possible.
I don't even think if they do, they need to be fired, all of them.
Yeah, I saw some Steeler fans were like, I'm worried about Dallas being a trap game. It's like, that can't be a trap game. You can't lose this game. Like,
who's going to be the quarterback? They're not going to use the Machi guy or whatever his name was, the San guy.
Yeah.
They should have traded for Jameis, but
it'll probably be Ezekiel Elliott. He will now be the quarterback. Just Wildcat the whole time. They got a better chance. And Steven, you rode your Dolphins, but you know what? You won. You got it.
That's right.
Beat the Rams. All of us picked the Rams.
Exactly how I predicted, that their quarterback wouldn't throw for 100 yards. And they were going to dominate the game. Of course.
Exactly how you predicted, huh?
Really got mark my words. I got it half right. I said the Dolphins were going to win, but I said Tua was going to throw for 250, and he didn't throw for 100.
I know.
He threw for 46 or something.
I know. It's crazy. Yes, that was nuts. There's Chip. So what about and then what about your Packers, dude, against Minnesota?
Well,
I got this
straight dominated that game.
Oh my god!
I don't even want to say the Vikings played well. Maybe their offensive line played well.
4 touchdowns.
He's nuts. He's so underrated because he's on that trash team. But he's an incredible running back. Honestly, the Packers have never really been good against the run, or at least since Mike Daniels left.
Yeah. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Martinez. Why in the hell would you he was great against the run.
Yeah, because they would have had to pay him.
Oh, yeah, so what?
That's what they do.
If it stops their game, I know, but if it stops their running game, Martinez, seriously, he had sacks. He had all kinds of stuff in that position.
I know. Well, and what sucks is, like, I thought what do we got? Is it Kirksey? I think that we got to replace him.
Yeah,
he was actually doing fine, but then he got hurt. So we're on.
He stays hurt every year.
That point, like, third string. So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Dalvin taking the ball out of Aaron's hand, but then once again, what I'm frustrated with is that's fine if Dalvin's scoring that many touchdowns. You would expect against the Vikings defense that Aaron Rodgers would just be able to tear it up.
Something, yeah, exactly.
But they are without Bakhtiari for the past 2 games, so that's a big deal. I mean, that's the best left tackle in the league. That's very important.
Yeah,
but still, and then once again, what's frustrating, like, in the draft, I know we talked about it, I think, on the first show. They didn't get him any help. They actually drafted his freaking backup quarterback in the first round. Yeah. And then at the trade deadline, they were trying to get Will Fuller, but then they had disagreements up front or up top about how much he was worth. So they got him 0 help. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think this is just how the Packers season is going to go. I mean, they're going to dominate games when everything's grooving, but I guess the Vikings took Devontae Adams kind of out of it, and then who do you go to next? Because Aaron Jones isn't playing.
Yeah,
it's like, who do you go to next? Lazard's hurt. I don't know. I think the Packers are just going to prove to be super inconsistent.
You get what you pay for, right?
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that because I got old Aaron Rodgers on my team. So thanks a lot, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they.
How would you like to have Dak Prescott? How would you like to have that?
Good point. Good point. I mean, I almost.
I've been in free fall since he went out.
I get it, but I also, I mean, that. So here's my debate because I have the kid from over at the Chargers. Yeah. I could play him every week and get 70 points, or I could have Rodgers who gets me 90 points or 20 points. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm kind of weighing that out too. So. I mean, they both had what? I think one had 56, one had 58 this week. All right, 2 more points. If it means something to me, I will.
I think one week I got like 80 or 90 points from Dak Prescott, and they even lost. They didn't even win the game.
I know.
Oh man,
is Tom frozen, or is he just sitting really still?
No, I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I didn't know.
Maybe I'll log back in.
Yeah, you can leave and come back. Just click that link again.
Animation.
Yeah. Everybody picked Buffalo. We all got Buffalo. Everybody took your Raiders. They won. I mean, that was
what a pretty game.
Yes.
Good. So clean. Just good offensive football in that game, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, wasn't it? Yeah. And then we had Colts. We were split on the Lions and Colts. Lions just can't get it together, guys. I don't know what it is, but the Colts have a better defense for sure. And you know, who the heck knows, you know?
Well,
everybody took the Chargers over the Broncos, which that makes sense, and it worked out, and it didn't work out that way. Denver actually won the thing. What's up with that?
Denver had no right.
Unbelievable.
No reason they should have won that game.
No, they really shouldn't. But I'm telling you, that kid just throws all over him. I mean, it was just threw it. I mean, I was just like, whatever.
That kid is it.
I mean, seriously, he does. You give him a great O-line and a decent defense, I'm gonna tell you what, that team could actually really shine.
Yep. You're talking about Chargers or Denver?
Chargers. They could definitely give Kansas City a run for their money. I'm not comparing him. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm not comparing him to Mahomes. Not comparing. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that he could definitely compete. I mean, he really impressed me as far as that goes.
For sure.
Saints we all had over the Bears, and we were all right. And then Seattle over San Francisco, and some of us who missed that. That was Chipper and Mark went for San Francisco, and you guys were wrong. Yep. And that one shocked me anyway because Chipper he always goes for Seattle when he used to love them because of their defense. So that shocks me there.
Poor Kittle.
I know.
Yep. That team that's the half a team right there.
It is.
Yeah, they have twice as many injuries as anybody else in the league.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. And then everybody took Philadelphia over Dallas. I wonder why.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
So I found
kind of like the New York Jets.
There's a quarterback competition in Dallas between Cooper Rush and Garrett Gilbert. Yeah.
I remember Garrett Gilbert. Where did he go?
He's at Dallas.
I think he was like SMU, I think.
I don't know.
Back in the day.
Spartanburg Methodist College.
Spartanburg.
Yeah.
Might as well. Might as well. It's funny because I don't know. I think who knows? I know golly, I don't think it matters. Actually, what was the meme you sent out, Scooter? about Dallas?
I mean, it was something like, if you have a Dallas jersey and you live in the Dallas area, please report to practice at 3:00 at 8:00 on Tuesday. Poor Dallas, man.
I love that. It's so good. So and then Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Giants. You know what? Everybody went Tampa Bay. I couldn't believe it. First of all, I couldn't believe everybody went Tampa Bay because I know all of the Tom Brady haters that we have here. But I will say we were all right. Almost lost it.
Yeah, but the Giants really put up a good fight.
They did.
Kind of
That
impressed.
was my biggest team surprise is how they looked decent against.
Yeah, they actually did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into that because we just covered all the recaps. How about we do this? We'll do that first. Biggest team surprise. So since Tom said that, I'm going to tell you the biggest team surprise to me is Minnesota. First time since I think 1962 or 1972, scoring 4 touchdowns against the Green Bay Packers, being in the division. Also having over 200 yards rushing against the Green Bay Packers. That's the first time that's happened since 1962, those two things.
Dang.
That's pretty incredible to me.
That is. It sure is.
This year,
They're big time rivals, right?
Well, yeah, I think so in the division.
Big
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to get my big team surprise. Anybody else got big team surprise? What you got?
Chips Bengals.
Tennessee losing to Cincinnati.
Yeah. Chips Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
Beat the 5-1 Titans.
Losing
Oh,
to
yeah,
Cincinnati.
yeah. Good point. That's a great point. Yeah, that's actually a really good one to bring up because that is kind of a shocker.
well, the O-line showed up. So when you start to gel, O-line, all that is, well, you've got to have talent, of course, but then it takes those guys a while to work as one unit, and they look good, the O-line at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? Mark, you had something.
I
You
don't
had
think
something,
he got
Mark?
sacked. Did he not get? He didn't get sacked, did he, Burrow? I don't think so.
I didn't get to watch it, so I don't really know much about that. But I don't.
Yeah.
Let's see. He did not.
Yeah, which he was averaging 2-3 times a game. So
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think, the Titans didn't surprise me as much as the Rams did. The Dolphins, that was the biggest team surprise, I thought. The Dolphin defense going up against the Rams. To me, that was like, I looked at that score and I couldn't believe it.
Tua got a lot of help with that game.
He did.
Wow.
He did.
He didn't get his 50 yards, though, like I said. So I was wrong.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And your mark your words or whatever.
Dolphins defense, a thumbs up, big time.
I have to agree with that.
Too,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I knew it all along.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I picked them to win the division.
Girl.
You did, though. Actually, you
I guess
did.
I could also do Kansas City not winning by more as my biggest team surprise.
And they didn't bench Mahomes. What?
They never did?
I don't think so.
Golly.
Honestly, even if they did, he still got me 80 something. So
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let me see if he did get benched. I don't think so.
Man, 5 touchdown passes.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of lucky fantasy wise
That
because
win.
they only scored 5 touchdowns. I say only, like that's not a lot, but
Damn.
he scored all of their touchdowns, which isn't always the case.
Right.
What was that? Week 8?
Yeah.
What about let's get right into biggest player surprise or biggest letdown from a player. Who would you have to say on that one? Who does everybody have on that one? We'll let somebody else go this time.
No.
Give me
Well, not that it's his fault, but Amari Cooper was kind of a dud. But I mean,
Well, yeah, but he's
not a lot. He's
He
working
doesn't have
with
a-
there.
So was
Exactly.
CeeDee Lamb. So was so was
True.
yeah. Yeah.
But I guess Amari is the one that I like. I expect now. CeeDee Lamb is probably a worthless fantasy player,
Yeah.
and maybe Amari is too. But I just wouldn't expect that. I guess.
Oh, Gallup got the most targets. Still didn't catch anything because nothing was really thrown to him.
True.
Just near him. But
And then Edwards-Helaire, I had him noted too. He just had once again, I just said that Mahomes scored all the touchdowns, so that kind of, sucks.
Yeah,
for
took it
running back.
away. Yeah,
But he really didn't do
away.
anything else anywhere. But maybe it's just because Mahomes like, I don't really need you this game, bud. Like I got this.
Well,
This is the Jets, so we're gonna be just fine. You take a day off.
Bell stole some of his stuff, right?
That's true. Yeah, anybody who was riding that Helaire train, that Bell really throws a wrench in that.
Now it's where the hell are you?
Yeah, and like even if it's like if he's still getting the majority of the carries, like he's getting 60% to 40 of the touches, that still really sucks in fantasy. Someone who was getting 90% of the touches at running back now getting 60.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with workload. I mean, look at what's the Chicago running backs? David Montgomery. If you saw him play, you'd go, "Oh wow, why is he a good fantasy player?"
Right.
He's not a good running back.
Yeah.
You get 20.
Even the super the talented ones, but like the McCaffreys and the Kamara's, however you say his last name.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, they're talented, but good Lord, when are they not? Like, they are part of every other play.
That's true. Yeah, it's definitely part of the offensive scheme for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like Big Ben used to go off scheme to just throw it to Antonio Brown. Like, the Panthers are just like, okay, so we gave him a one-play break. Let's go back to McCaffrey. Whether it's a run, whether it's a halfback freaking swing, whether it's a screen to him, whether he's lining up as receiver. And same with Kamara, too. I mean, it's just when you can get that many touches in a game, you are bound to get fantasy points.
Exactly. Well, okay, so here's the thing with me. Here's my biggest letdown player, only this week, because this guy, he's a quarterback and he runs. He's known for running. He threw 2 interceptions. He had a pick 6. He had 2 lost fumbles. Lamar Jackson. That was just so surprising to me.
Yeah.
But that's a stout defense, and Lamar is just not good at that type of game.
Maybe that's all it was. It just, that one really shocked me and surprised me. I don't know why, but it just stood out as I just said, what?
Yeah.
This doesn't even look like the same guy.
I almost nailed the mark my words on his numbers, but I screwed up the rushing on pretty big in that. And the score of the game. But
because like the talent level is so high.
I don't know how well he plays under pressure because he's so good that he doesn't see it a lot.
That's
true. That's a good point.
You guys were saying
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what shocked me, though. That kind of shocked me on that. And the other one, okay, so my other big surprise is good. I'm sorry, and it's not a surprise, but you have to recognize it. This is just awesome. 40, let's see. Okay, so 15 targets, 12 receptions, 2 touchdowns, one rushing touchdown, one rushing touchdown. Oh my God, that guy.
Metcalf.
That man is an absolute monster.
He's called out. Yeah.
I'm serious. He is amazing.
I remember telling Tom about him. We were at y'all's house, Dad. I remember telling Tom about him when he got drafted. I was like, "Have you ever seen him in person?" Tom was like, "No." I was like, "Let me show you a picture." I was like, "Look at this." And Tom was like, "What is that?" I was like, that's a wide receiver, by the
way. Looks like a center in basketball.
He does. He looks like a tight end. He does look. I mean, he's got the build of a tight end for sure.
It's just.
You got to give that man credit. And now, granted, I mean the quarterback's got to go to you, but why the hell not if it's working?
It was perfect for Russell Wilson. I mean, he's got. I mean, he just has to get it in the area. Just throw it over.
Making Wilson look really good. Yeah.
Wilson makes Wilson look really good.
That's a good point.
But he makes him look even better than he is.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's probably like, thank God my best wide receiver isn't 5'5" and 150 pounds anymore. He's got freaking Lockett as his best wide receiver. He's like, I can't ever see him. I'm 5'5", he's 5'5". We can't ever make a connection here. We just have to throw the ball up.
Yeah. I hate it because I have Lockett. I have Lockett, so I hate that. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I was just like, damn, dude. Because I came off a week where Lockett had 4 touchdowns. He was targeted like 18 times. I mean,
25.
huh?
Yeah.
25.
Oh, is that what it was? I mean, I was like, damn, golly. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
DK probably always looks open because he's just like bigger than everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I can't even see the defender behind him. It's like Jason Witten back in the day. Like, if you needed like a 3-yard stop,
Yep.
just let him get that big ass body and turn around. And like, what? A defender's not getting around that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything on big surprise or biggest letdown as far as individual players? Anybody come up with something?
I got a funny one, and somebody impressed me a lot, and he lost. But Cam Newton. Okay, the reason I bring that up is because
we're gonna need that for that. We're gonna need something else. I'm not ready to jump on that train just yet.
And why am I the guy? Okay, I'm always looking for the post game pressers on him just because I'm looking for.
See if he's crying.
Oh no, he has been Belichicked. This guy is
True. Yeah.
on me. It's on me. That's why I'm so impressed. Because it's on me. It's all about. I mean, he actually said, just do your job. Do your job. Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. It's exactly. I mean, it's like Belichick. Cam has become a team player.
How about that? Yeah, take a bit that away, but yeah.
I mean, at least he was in the presser, and so he wasn't pouting or he wasn't doing all this like
true,
which I've been expecting him to do, and we talked about that a bunch of times, right? No, I was really impressed by his post game presser, and I know it's not necessarily football.
true.
Not so much his performance.
No, not at all.
But to be fair, he really couldn't say anything. But it was my fault because
it
was his fault. Like, you can't even hide under your towel for that one. Like it's your fault.
It did also help that Poyer had 11 tackles. You know what I'm saying too. I mean, every time he threw to somebody, he was tackling them. So
and then Cam capped it off with that fumble.
Oh my God!
Had a bad game, a really bad game, and then the final drive was like, all right, I got.
I mean, he could have. I know.
I guess.
Like, all right, Cam, we're in field goal range. He's like, hold my beer. No, we're not.
For me, my biggest letdown, even though it's not a huge letdown, but because it's got to be Derek Carr. He only threw for 112 yards.
Yeah,
I get they ran the hell out of the ball and they didn't need to pass the ball, but 112 yards, I could have gone and thrown for that much. I mean, they won the game and all that. That's why I'm saying it's not like the biggest letdown ever, but
that's a good point.
It's 112 yards.
If you started in fantasy, it's a big one.
Really,
right? Yeah. He's your fantasy quarterback.
Yeah.
In Cleveland, when you crosswind to 40 miles an hour, you're not. I mean, you see that one where you actually overthrew Ruggs by like 30 yards, which it'll never happen again, right?
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
He overthrew Henry Ruggs. I couldn't believe it. It's like they were laughing about it afterwards. It's like, dude.
I guess I have Darren Waller, so I was like really wanting him to do well. And since he didn't pass the ball much, I was like, dang it.
Yeah, I picked Derek Carr in freaking DraftKings this week, in both of my DraftKings, thinking that was easy matchup, and he got like freaking 6.
That's why I was saying it's my biggest letdown, is just because against the Browns, you expect him to pop off, and so 112 yards.
Making Chipper cry.
Him and Tua combined for about 215 yards and got 2 wins.
Hey, don't do too much. Don't be the hero. Just know what you got to do to win.
Don't do too much.
They did their jobs, right?
Yeah.
We may have already touched on this, but let's just touch on it real quick.
Somebody worth mention for the big surprise players, I wanted to bring up Bobby Wagner. Now, I watch him because I have him on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
But the dude had 12 tackles and 2 sacks. And what's amazing about that is not only is that a good game, but he does that shit every single week for the past 6 years. You know, he showed out because the sacks showed a retention, but he averaged 10 plus a game.
You know who stood out to me for your Pittsburgh guy, the linebacker. Oh man, 10 tackles, man.
Yeah,
he had 10 tackles. I was impressed.
I was looking at speaking of like the individual defensive players or whatever, and it wasn't this week because I think Cardinals were on a bye, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But I was looking, and freaking Buda Baker.
Oh, he's
only
amazing.
1 week has he scored under 20 fantasy points.
Yeah,
and that's because he had a bye.
Otherwise, it's 40, 33, 28. You're just like, what in God's name are you doing? Like, is there another player on the field, or are you just out there alone?
Have you seen him play, though?
I've seen some of his games. I mean, I know he's flying all over the place.
Everywhere. He's everywhere. And they use him for everything. They use him up front. They use him deep. So, yeah.
He gets sacks. He gets picks.
Yep. He's a great player. He's a great player. The only person you can't beat one-on-one is DK Metcalf. That's the only guy in the league.
No one can beat him. No one. You need him to drop the ball.
Here you go. But I just seriously, I looked at the stats for the year. Do you know who has the most attempted passes?
Probably what? Matt Ryan?
Probably Herbert at this point.
It's Burrow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He has 330. The next closest is 316. He's like a game away from the next person.
Well, because there's two big factors here.
They run.
They can't run the ball because their O-line is even worse at run blocking than they are pass blocking.
Right.
And then second, they're always down. Their defense is terrible, so they're always losing, so they have to pass.
It's like a feel sorry thing. I mean, it's unbelievable.
How can you be worse at at run blocking? That is going to be so much easier. Like, hey, just go forward. Just smack heads with the guy in front of you. Like,
your guy out of the way.
Like, I mean, pass blocking is freaking footwork. It's this. I mean,
right. So that's what I was going to say. Is you might be more of a technique kind of guy than you are just a raw strength kind of guy. Because run blocking is more like raw strength.
They've been planning this for years. They've been like fucking recruiting these pass blockers that can't run block. They waited for a Burrow, and they're like, all right, let's tank this year. He's terrible. We're gonna get him. We got all these wide receivers already. We're going to get Higgins out of that same freaking draft.
He's going to have the body of a tennis player. Have you ever noticed, like, tennis players' right arms are like this big in their left arm?
I think Carson Wentz had 2 more interceptions this week. Even with the win. Yeah, even one, I think. I think they had 2 more. I think
Dallas did stuff like that. That's cool. Good for them.
But completion percentage quarterback, it's the same every week.
Drew Brees.
Yeah. He's incredible. And Russell Wilson's up there.
Every time.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson's impressive. He throws it everywhere. Brees throws it 6 yards. Top.
One guy.
But Brees has always been the most accurate.
Yeah.
Throughout his whole career.
True.
So Patrick Mahomes has 21 touchdowns, and Tom Brady has 20, and Aaron Rodgers has 20. But Russell Wilson has 26. He's on pace to beat anybody's record. Peyton, all of them in a single season. I mean, if he can keep that up and maintain that, he gets 3 or 4 a week, right? That's pretty darn impressive.
I bet Dak still makes the top 10, though.
Yeah,
he might. He might. That is pretty incredible, though.
Yeah, I got Russell Wilson in one league and Patrick Mahomes in the other league.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I'm grooving at quarterback.
I got Burrow in both leagues. Surprise.
Well, I guess that's pretty good. A lot of attempts, I guess.
All right. How about most improved player? Which I think we kind of just went over some of those, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we were talking about most improved. I mean, DK.
Yeah.
Well, in this week, it's going to be Lockett. So,
thank God.
If they do the every other thing, because that's what
if we're talking week by week, then
even though Tennessee lost, I think Corey Davis topping 100 yards. I think for the second time in his career so far is got to be pretty improved.
That's pretty strong.
He's got a few touchdowns this year too, doesn't he? I think he.
Yeah, well, like everyone thought he would be an absolute stud coming in, so it's hard to say that he's like most improved. But the thing is he hasn't turned out to be good so far in the NFL.
Well, he went to the Browns first, so.
Oh no! Tennessee.
I thought he was in Tennessee the whole time.
Has he?
I think
I'm
so.
pretty sure.
Who am I thinking, man?
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought he got drafted by the Browns and then traded.
That's possible, but I remember being with Tennessee for a while now.
Corey did.
But yeah, I mean that's a good. But like DK, I mean DK showed signs of like being a great player last year, but I think this is a whole nother freaking level.
I agree. I don't know if you could say he's most improved because he's always kind of proved himself, but
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook, 30 attempts and 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, come on. One receiving touchdown.
I was just about to say the same freaking thing because like it's hard to say he's improved, but like someone just give him credit. Anyone out there, they talk about all the best running backs, and honestly, not to take away from Kamara and McCaffrey because they're doing what they're asked to do. But if you want to talk about a running back, then I think Dalvin's by far the best.
Yeah,
he can catch it too. Maybe not as great as Kamara and McCaffrey, but his vision. I mean, even at Florida State, it was nuts back then too. I mean,
Derrick Henry though, you wouldn't put them. I mean, they're different a lot.
They're different, but I would say overall running back, I would give it to Cook.
Yeah.
But if you offer me Derrick Henry, I'd take him.
Right. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't have him, so.
All your defensive players are like, yeah. We'll take Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I don't like. I might get embarrassed by Dalvin Cook, but at least I don't get run over by Dalvin Cook.
Picked up with one hand and hurled to the ground. Yeah.
So I have to also mention
it was,
and again, it's not.
There was a Brown.
It's not that guy with the most improved necessarily because he is always pretty good, but this week he really showed it against Carolina, and that's Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did this week. I mean, he made extra efforts. He did a lot of extra things after the catch and run.
That's kind of every week.
Well, they finally started like using him early in the game instead of waiting until the second half when they're
it's true.
When they're fighting for their lives because they lost 12 or 18-point lead.
I think even when Julio was the best wide receiver in the league, he was still being underused. Like I don't think you don't have to stop at 12 targets to Julio Jones. Like keep going.
Yeah.
If Big Ben, and I'm not taking anything away from Antonio Brown because he was very talented, but he's not Julio Jones as far as talent.
No, that's right.
If Big Ben can target Antonio Brown 25 times a game, Matt Ryan could have targeted Julio a heck of a lot more than he did, and in like key spots. Like when I remember they'd get to like 3rd and 1, or 3rd and goal, and they'd go to like some random receiver or tight end. It's like what? Like if you have him, just I don't even care if he's double covered. Like give him his shot. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
I love Julio. I love that he's like a team player. He always just does what he does. He's not that TO that's over there screaming at his coordinators.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is like even when he's not getting the targets that like Antonio Brown used to get and stuff like that, like he's not complaining. You don't hear him like causing problems in the locker room, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not. Like,
you mentioned AB. I mean, he's like the polar opposite in terms of not being
team player,
massive.
No, what's the word? When it's all about me and my stats.
Egotistical?
Diva?
Well, yeah. Diva. He's not a diva. Yeah, like AB is. But, AB is going to come in now to, Tampa Bay. And, gosh, who knows? He might light it up.
Did anybody pick him up?
I did.
Yeah, he got picked up pretty quick. Who got him? Chip?
That was me.
Who got him?
Oh,
I remember seeing that. I think you got him after the show last week.
I did.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe.
Hey,
look. Because the week before that, it was the week before that when Tom was like, "Do you think Antonio Brown's going to play like on week 8 when he's eligible?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so then I was like, and then I went and picked him up because I was like, "Yeah, I think he will." and granted, it's week 9 when he'll actually play, but.
Yeah. Well, maybe Tampa Bay will help transform him into a better player kind of like New England for Cam. More of a team player.
Yeah, we'll see. He's a man.
Or the Raiders, or the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the whoever he played with before that. Whatever, yeah. Whatever. Who cares? He's not a team guy, so we'll see what happens. But anyway.
To the Browns. That's where Ryan Receivers go.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. That my quarterback. Oh no. We could get into Terrell Owens the same way, but I tell you, somebody that was impressive, though, as far as most improved player, and this one truly is an improved player, which I don't really like the guy, but Drew Lock with Denver, and to get the win.
So I think Drew Lock's really close. I think Denver's pretty close. They're closer than they look on the field. There are a few players and a few more practices and some grooving. They're pretty close. I think they're talented. Yeah,
I think the defense with what's his name injured for the season hurt them the worst, probably.
Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah. I couldn't think of his name, but yeah, I think that's a big deal. That's a big veteran spot that you miss. That's a pretty big deal in that. So
they're still pretty good at on D.
Yeah, no, I no doubt. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of impressive when you watch a couple of the plays from that game. It was actually to do, I mean, I know it was the Chargers. It wasn't, we'll see how they do.
They just make the game ugly. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they can do that versus Kansas City. They just make it ugly. They just make it this scrappy little thing. Like Kansas City might win by like 2 scores, but it'll be like Denver always had a shot.
Yeah,
it's like the fourth quarter. They're only down 10, but like they don't really have a chance to win, but they're still there.
Yeah.
Because like with the Chargers, that's kind of what they did. Like it was like, they're losing. Chargers look good. Broncos really don't. And then it just kind of hung around, made a couple good plays, and then there they are. They win.
I mean, they made Herbert come back down to earth.
Great on the field.
Yeah.
Like I've said, for the past 12 years, they've been the best-looking losing team.
About that.
He has always said that about the Chargers.
They're the best bad team in the league.
Yeah. All right. How about the I told you so moment from last week? We kind of touched on a couple of them. I don't think we all hit them, did we?
No.
I barely missed mine. I was only off by like 150 yards.
150 yards.
So close,
Mark, what was yours? What'd you miss, buddy? What'd you miss, Mark?
Thanks. I had 2 of them. I said Kansas City would not cover, and they did. They won by more. Yeah. What did I say? Oh, didn't I say Tua was going to run for 50 yards? Is that what it is?
You were close. Might as well count it as 50.
But I mean vertically, not horizontally.
That's funny. What'd you say, Chipper?
So I said I was pretty close on my Lamar Jackson stat line. I said that he would throw for 175, but he threw for 208. But I said as a team they wouldn't run for more than 100 yards. They ran for like 200 something. And then I said that Pittsburgh would win 45-3, and that was a close game actually. But Pittsburgh did win, so someone sort of got some things right.
Good game.
That's power over that spread. You scared them.
Yeah.
Tom, what'd you have? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Mahomes got benched. He didn't.
Yeah. And you didn't even put any numbers with it. Usually I make you put some numbers with it, and you didn't do it this time.
Well, Steven, he wasn't going to get benched twice.
Yeah, that's right. We went over yours, right, Steven?
Yeah, but I'm actually running mine back this week. Same thing. He's going to throw for 250 and 3 total touchdowns.
Okay, write it down.
That's it.
Steven says 3 touchdowns and 250 yards.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
He's going to do it.
That's pretty serious for a mark my words.
He got a warm-up game in.
I got you. Who's got to mark my words? Scooter, you got to mark my words this week?
I don't know.
You don't have
to come back to me.
All right, think on that. Chipper, you got one for this week?
Cam Newton's going to look like the old Cam Newton of old.
That's
You gotta
not fair.
There you
He's playing
go.
the Jets.
Are you talking about
Who the hell
press
cares?
conference or on the field?
Put a
Double
number.
that.
Put a number with it. Whatever. You gotta have a number. Give us a number. You gotta have a number.
He's
with it.
he's gonna throw for 200 yards, but he's gonna rush for 200 yards as well.
He's going to rush for 200 yards.
Yep.
In one game.
He's gonna put the team on his back, and he's gonna be the Cam Newton of old, his MVP self.
And they're gonna
he's
lose.
I don't think he ran for 200 yards when he was the MVP.
He's playing the Jets, though. He's playing the Jets.
True.
I mean, come on.
What color is
Listen.
his suit going to be in the press conference?
That's true. Either a number or
Ugly
you
as
have to
shit.
give me-
I mean, isn't that the point of the mark my words that you're gonna pick something extreme to happen? So
Pretty extreme.
I'm
is.
saying Cam's gonna have a total 400 yards, but 200 rushing, 200 passing.
Oh
Wow.
my God, man! Somebody, are you right? Please put that down somewhere so I can see that.
I'm just making a note to start Cam Newton in my
Don't do
I
it.
love it.
Sorry, Cam Newton.
So I'm going to go the complete opposite of you,
Okay.
and I'm going to say that Jets get their first win and they'll win.
Oh my God!
Their first win. I like
But
it.
you got to put a number with it. By 1 point.
3.
By 3 points. Okay. By 3
So one by
points.
field goal.
Okay.
I was just going to say that they're going to win by 4. So I got 4 points.
Oh,
Okay.
you're doing the same thing, but 4 points.
I was just going to. There's great minds.
You got-
Oh my God! Oh my
So
God!
you got a point over me, and how much on? A point and how much dollars?
dollars. Oh God!
Mucho dinero.
Jets are going to win
Yeah.
by
So,
4.
so says Joe Namath. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Damian
that's
Harris runs for 102 touchdowns.
Right. Oh my gosh!
Why? Because you just picked him up.
Yeah. Hopefully he does that.
If
So
Damian
all of our
runs
mark my
100
words are on this
and
Jets
Cam
Patriots.
runs 200,
They're all what on the Jets?
On the
you
Jets
can put
Patriots
300
game.
yards rushing up on the Jets. So.
Is Stevens, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Well-
Damian Harris for New England.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
But he's
I'm gonna
going
stick with
Miami.
2. I'm gonna stick with Tua.
He's going. He's got to do something. Miami. He does.
But I do want
something Miami
Damian
every-
to do that well. That'd be fucking awesome. Find me a new running
Look,
back.
him and Cam can't get all the rushing yards. I'm telling you, Cam's getting 200.
Cam's selfish ass will probably hold on to the ball too.
Yep. Gonna be a bunch of read options, and he's just gonna read to himself.
Yeah, Cam's like, yeah, read option. I got this thing. Yeah, I read it. I
Can
kept
read
it.
option is that option that really kind of throws you off. That word option.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna be
That's-
me or me. Yeah.
The second option is
Yeah.
Either I get the ball or I don't give you the ball.
Right. Those are the two options.
Yeah.
All right, Scooter. What you got?
Derek Carr is gonna bounce back.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
Give me some numbers.
He's gonna beat. Gonna throw for. I'm gonna say 120 yards and beat LA.
120.
Yeah.
That's not really bouncing back.
Threw for 112 this week.
Well, it's Derek Carr though.
he ran
Dang.
last week.
I'll take the over on that.
I'll name him my most improved player if he does that.
All right, 215 yards and the
Those
win.
8 yards are big. difference.
215. 215 is a lot better number.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Yeah,
number.
that's all I got. I mean, I just my fantasy world is crashing right now. All I needed was for the Buccaneers defense to come through, and I want to know who the hell is this Peppers guy?
Yeah.
Jabril?
Yeah.
He's a good
Yeah, man. Jabril. Yeah, and how about New York against the Bucks? Did they play the Bucks?
Yep.
player.
Yeah.
And it looked like they could have beat them.
They could have.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
They were Daniel Jones away from beating them.
All right. So Peppers puts up 24 points.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Wow. Well, anyway, that was a tough loss.
It was a tough loss for sure. Mark my words is Cincinnati and Cleveland will both not lose this week because they're on the
Because they're on buys.
They're on buys. I promise you, they won't lose. So there you go. No,
so Cleveland gets its second tie.
Yeah,
yeah, because they're on a bye.
Not Cleveland, Cincy.
Yeah, I say okay. Here's what I'm going to say. Dallas is going to make the game close against Pittsburgh.
Wow.
But not that close. I say that Pittsburgh's going to have 53 and Dallas is going to have 28. And that's close. That's a lot of points for them.
That is not good. I'll take the under on that.
Yeah,
I'll take the over.
No, Ben's going to come out in the third quarter. They're going to be done. They don't need him anymore. I think there's no way Dallas's defense cannot even keep them close. And then Pittsburgh's defense proved to me last week because I went Baltimore last week. I really do believe that Pittsburgh's going to have – first of all, they're going to have the highest score of anybody. I'm just going to put that number out there. So they'll have the highest score.
Okay.
So, yeah, Pittsburgh will this week have the highest score.
Against Dallas.
And Dallas – might have the lowest score. So they might only have a field goal or whatever. I'm not going to put an actual number, but I'm going to say they're going to have the lowest and Pittsburgh's going to have the highest. It's going to come from the same game. That's
so you're going to say that's the most lopsided number, lopsided score.
This week. That's what I'm going to say this week.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Pittsburgh proved to me last week what they did to Baltimore. That was very impressive. I was just like, okay.
But Baltimore did run for 300 on them, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Roethlisberger didn't have that great of a game, did he?
No, not fantasy-wise. He did all right. Had 40 points. Fantasy.
No, but he's going to do fine against Dallas. That's a whole different team.
Oh yeah.
It's not like playing Baltimore.
Whole
so that's
different ball game.
That's just mark my words. That's what I think is going to happen this week. So
okay, good.
All right. It couldn't it?
Good one. It's a good
as long
one.
as nobody gets big.
Lopsided score.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's get on to our picks. If everybody's ready to go to our picks, let's do it. All right. We're going to start off with the Thursday game. We got the Bays playing each other. Oh, no, we don't. It's San Francisco and Green Bay. And Mark, you are the only one to take San Francisco in this game.
Wow.
Speak your mind.
Wow.
It's a great. I don't have any logic behind that.
Just a gut feeling.
I really, I just think that I've seen the Niners look good, and I've seen the Packers look bad, but I've seen it the other way around too. So it was a coin flip for me.
Wow.
It's only a point spread. I mean, could be a great game.
It's at Niners.
Yeah.
Yes, it is at Niners. Yes.
Okay.
But
there you go.
Remember, San Francisco only has half a team right now.
Yeah, Niners don't have a quarterback or a tight end. They have a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah,
that's it.
But I think the one advantage they could have is they are very run heavy, and I know the running backs are kind of hurt and all that.
Yeah, they don't have
their scheme is very run heavy, and I think Shanahan's good with that. And the Packers just proved they're really bad against the run. Yeah. Granted, there's no Dalvin Cook running at him this week, so that changed things. But
you got Jermichael Hasty, so
yeah, he's a little bit of a downgrade from Cook.
Yeah.
I think that could be their way to victory, though. Is if maybe Green Bay is just vulnerable there, you just run the ball all over them, keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. I still think Green Bay would probably win that game, but I think that's how the 49ers would win.
Yeah,
I just think Pittsburgh, Green Bay is not going to let that happen to them twice.
I know.
I mean,
it's going to happen like every third week, I think.
Yeah. Seems to be the pattern, right?
They'll go out there and crush 2 people and be like, all right, let's take this week off. We're just going to chill.
This next game is pretty awesome. It's split. It's 3 of us, Chipper, Mark, and myself are going for the Giants, and everybody else is going for the Washington Redskins. And I think the Redskins coming off a bye, you guys are thinking, hey, and they look pretty good before they went on a bye. Right. I'm just thinking I think the Giants are on a move. They're in a groove with that kid almost winning last week and stuff like that. That's where I am. I don't know, Chipper, Mark.
No, I agree. This was a hard one. I couldn't go.
Yeah, I was tossed. I was at a toss-up because I was like, they're both terrible. So, but the Giants, I mean, yeah, they played it close last week, so I was like, maybe they are on a roll. So, if they're going to beat somebody, it'll be somebody like Washington.
Yeah,
I just figured,
their own division.
I just figured if it's the football team, then they're gonna win. So
yeah,
if this
the
was
only
a
ones
soccer
out there
team,
playing football,
I wouldn't have chosen them. So
everybody else is playing a different game. They're playing football.
Yeah.
The Giants of what? Is it the Giants of football? I don't know. They didn't give me enough information, so I'm going with the football team here.
The New York Football Giants, right?
I love it. All right, this one. Okay, so Chipper, you're the only one on this one that took the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Took the. You're the only
He's a Deshaun hater.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Deshaun, but at the same time, I think both are trash again, and it was kind of a toss-up, and I was like, I have Jacksonville's running back, so I hope he pops off and they win the game. So there's that.
The wishful choice, yeah.
Yeah, I would be playing him, but he's on a bye. So, what? Wait a minute. He was on a bye last week.
It is a division.
Yeah, you're right.
It is a division.
Maybe I should be playing him against who?
Who? Houston and Jacksonville?
What are you talking about, Scoot?
Who do you have, Scooter?
No, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, you did pick him. You did pick him. So
you're playing this week against very good matchup.
I mean, I'm just wondering, should I put him in for my quarterback? But
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I would against Jacksonville. Sure.
Yeah, against Jacksonville. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, you should. Even though he's
gotcha. Thanks for the advice.
Boom, gotcha.
Next one, every one of us took the Titans, who's winning their division right now, 5-2, over the Bears, who are second place at a 5-3 record. So
should be 0-8.
And Chicago looked really good against the Saints last week.
not really good.
Well, no. But they, like, for what I thought was going to be a blowout, they brought them into overtime and lost by a field goal. Like, I mean, that's really good for the Bears team that I thought was miserable and Saints team that I thought was really good.
Yeah.
The Bears, once again, they're not as ugly as the Broncos, but that's what they do. They just make games like ugly, where like their defense takes you out of what you want to do, and then Nick Foles plays bad for like 90% of the game, but like the 10% is like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he
true.
Sure beat us.
I just want him to put homeboy back in, the young guy, quarterback. Yeah. Put him back in.
Trubisky.
Then that'll ensure they lose the rest of their games.
Everybody took.
Watch out.
Everybody.
They're going to sneak up and take first from Green Bay.
Stop. Honestly, at that point, screw that. No.
Yeah. Everybody took the Kansas City Chiefs over the Carolina Panthers. Why? That's all I got to say is why.
I'm done with the Panthers.
Oh, sorry, Miguel.
Granted, this game is easy, but I am done with the Panthers.
I know.
I was down to ride.
McCaffrey's back, dude.
They haven't won a game with McCaffrey.
And as bad as Bridgewater is, like once he went out and the Falcons ended up just like stomping him after that, I was like, Panthers don't have a shot.
Who's the backup?
They brought in.
He's at Washington.
Well, I mean, remember though, that was Julio's best game.
I don't remember, but it wasn't even dude man from last year.
Right, Allen's at Washington or whatever.
Yeah, he's with the football team playing football.
Yeah, yeah. The football team. Cam Newton, he was the starting quarterback last year.
Good riddance.
And where did Josh Allen go?
Washington, the football team. The football
okay.
team.
Oh, yeah, they brought in PJ Walker, not Walker.
And he was with them last year. So
I don't even know who that is.
You think they'll just start calling them the TFTs? The TFT.
No.
The football team.
No.
WFT. WTF is what we'll call them.
yeah,
WTFT. All right. Okay, this one. Wow, this is crazy. And this is a 6-1 team against a 6-2 team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Seattle Seahawks and the Buffalo Bills. And Chipper, you're the only one that took the Bills in this one.
Wow.
Bills are 6-2. And the Seattle Seahawks are 6-1.
I could see that.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be a tough game. I think only because it's in Buffalo,
Right.
and it's gonna be cold as anything.
Oh,
That's the only thing. That's the only
Buffalo's
thing.
a defensive-minded team, and I like defensive teams better than I do offensive teams.
Yeah.
if they can keep Russ off the field, and Buffalo might be able to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Time possession, you think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who's covering DK? No one.
The kicker.
Special team.
Yeah, exactly. Or something. All right, so you got this next game. We got the 3-4 Lions against the 2-5 Vikings, and
Lions.
Steven?
And
Lions and Vikings and Bears. Oh my!
Bears, oh my!
Steven, you're the only one that took the Lions on this one.
The Vikings are good.
After that
Steven,
performance,
you gotta be such an outlier.
The Vikings are good.
Pick.
That was no. I think the Lions are a much better team.
okay.
Even without
I mean, the
Stafford,
Vikings do have Dalvin
player.
though, so I mean,
That's why I took the Vikings.
he could always win them a game. But granted, I don't know. I feel like
So do you think that the Lions are a better team without Galladay and without Stafford? Because neither one of them are playing.
is Stafford out?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if
What?
Stafford was out.
COVID, I think.
Without Galladay, I still think they're a better team, but probably not without Stafford. Just I don't even know who their backup is. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we were just talking about. Okay, the Panthers. Who's deciding? Okay, who's going to quarterback? And Dallas.
Yeah.
Who's quarterbacking, guys?
Think David Blow or
Yeah.
Chase Daniel.
Golly.
Chase Daniel, yeah.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
I didn't actually.
He
check
started
my
a
pick
couple
off.
of seasons. Who did he start for? Who did he play with? Chicago, right?
Who?
Chase Daniel. Name's
Yeah.
Been around for 12 years. So.
Has he?
He
He's
went to
been
Mizzou.
Wow.
he's been Fitzy's backup everywhere he's gone. I'll
Backup
go-
was a backup.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Magic.
I'll go with him. Where's he going? I'll go with him. Oh man! And then this one
It
should
is
be
enough.
I think a pretty interesting game anyway, especially after the games last week. We got the Denver Broncos against Atlanta Falcons, and Chipper and Steven, you guys are the only ones that took the Denver Broncos in this matchup.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
that hurt.
Hey,
No,
defense-
Defensive teams will always beat offensive teams. That's why I took them.
Defensive teams.
Neither one's going to deserve to win at the end of it, but someone has to. So whatever. You know what I thought was actually kind of surprising was the over/under for this game is 50. So they
What?
think
really?
that the Broncos and the you think I just don't see that happening. I thought that was like an easy under for that.
Yeah.
That is
50, 50 points from those two teams.
Yeah.
Like the Broncos are incapable of scoring that much, scoring
Well,
20 points.
They scored 31 last week.
You have to consider
That's true.
defense, though. You know?
I muted Tom.
That's true. The Falcons' defense is super bad. I don't know. I just feel
Yeah.
like once again,
I mean,
the
they're
Broncos gonna
showing
make that an ugly
some
game.
signs of life, though. But
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how like a coaching change where like clearly what's going on in Atlanta was not solely the head coach's fault. But it's just crazy how it can rejuvenate people when you do get that, when you like that breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And they should have won that Lions game. I mean, they should be 3-0 with him.
Scooter, they should have won a lot of games.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 games they should have won. Seriously,
like the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. Well, yeah. So they're one of the best 6-2 teams out there, I guess. But
who?
The Falcons.
Yeah,
but too bad they're only 2-6.
I mean 2-6. I meant 2-6.
Wake up, Scooter. Wake up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that, like I've picked them thinking, Atlanta is one of the better bad teams, and then they go out and they lose again, and I'm like, all right, maybe they're just actually bad.
Yeah.
They should have had at least 6 ties. I'm just kidding. All right. So next game, everybody took Baltimore over the Colts, and the Baltimore Ravens and the Colts. So you got Rivers against Lamar, and you got a good run defense in Indy.
They aren't better than Pittsburgh, and
there ain't no good run defense against Lamar. Seriously, the only way you like really beat Lamar, and even the Steelers kind of did it in a way, was you get ahead.
Yeah, and then
like even though Lamar was able to run for that crazy amount of yards, it becomes a game where you can't come back. If you run the ball every play, that clock just keeps running. Like you can't come back from that. And I just don't think the Colts are going to be a team that go out and get up 14-0.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they haven't proved that so far in their games.
But record-wise, I think it's even as far as records go. But I think the Ravens' losses now are the Steelers and the Chiefs, right? So
the Ravens.
Steelers.
As far as say it again, Ravens are 5-2. The Colts are 5-2. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, the Ravens' losses are the Chiefs and the Steelers, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's pretty darn good teams to lose to.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely. And I'm not sure who the Colts lost to. I'm not sure. You'd have to look.
Didn't they lose week? They lost week 1 to like the Jags or something. Ruined my freaking Survivor pick. I've been out of that for like 4 weeks now.
They did lose week 1 to the Jags.
Terrible.
Yeah, it sticks in his memory there. So, all right, next game we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Tom and myself are the only one to take the Chargers. Everyone else took the Raiders.
The Raiders.
What do you think, Tom? Tom, unmute because I muted you while you walked away. Sorry. But I took the Chargers only because of that kid, man. I think he's just on fire. And you know what? I mean, he seems to do it against a mix of different people, too. I mean, he's doing a really good –
Herbert.
Yeah.
Is it Herbert or A-Bear?
No, it's Herbert. If you're in New Orleans.
It's definitely A-Bear. You can call him that.
Bear.
I mean, isn't A-Bear spelled the same way?
You're in New Orleans.
With an H.
If you're in New Orleans, yes, but you're not in New Orleans.
All right. God.
Okay.
You know, I just finished 3 days of 12-hour shifts. Give me a break.
So I think that the Raiders are favorite in that one. But I just look at that could go either way, really.
Yeah. I just think the Chargers are too good at losing.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's why I went with the Raiders.
They'll find a way to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Raiders just win randomly. Like they'll beat the Chiefs and some random team, and then they lose random games.
Yeah.
So they're kind of hard to even predict.
Yeah, the Raiders are a terrible team to bet on, but
yeah,
they're a good team. I want to go, I want to pick them. I'm they're gonna win this game, but then they'll go and lose handedly, and you're just I thought you were good.
Yeah.
And
the Chargers will just do anything to fucking lose.
Yeah,
and it's so ironic because they're Vegas Raiders now, and they're a terrible team to bet on.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're in the same division. It's a division game. Chargers are at the bottom of that division, 2-5, and the Raiders are 4-3. So, in my opinion, I don't know. I think the kid, he's got nothing to lose. Just keep playing, keep throwing the ball a lot, keep his position, and I think it will be a difference in him. I really do. I have him in both leagues. I think I know I have him in at least one, and he's getting more points on the bench than Rodgers some weeks, and I'm like, or competitive with that points wise, and so fantasy wise, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's like this kid is really showing that he can. I love to watch some of the throws he makes. I mean, it's exciting football. And Raiders, you know what? I think Gruden's going to tighten down. You know, he's in a tough division this year with Kansas City, and I think he knows that. I know Gruden knows that, and he respects that team because they are good. But it's going to be tough for him to make playoffs unless he can keep winning. I think he really has to get on that winning page, and I don't know. I don't know that it's going to happen.
My only reason I don't think it's going to come down to him is because, I mean, he's going to get his. He gets his every single week, and they still lose games. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to come down to him. I think it's just whether the Raiders that we know are good show up or not. I think it's more on the Raiders than it is. Like, Herbert's going to go get his no matter what. And I think it's just whether the Raiders do well or not.
That's a
Good point.
Dad, you were killing me, but you keep bringing up Ken Griffey Jr. You keep calling him the kid, and I'm like, what the hell? What? I'm like, Griffey's playing this week.
I'm sorry. I call him the kid because he looks like he's 16.
True.
I'm sorry.
Like the kid's in town. Where was
the kid?
I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. I only say that only, like I said, he looks like he's 16 freaking years old. But next game's really not even worth talking because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be brutal. But anyway, I'm just glad Pittsburgh's finally not on Sunday night or Monday night, so we don't have to watch that miserable ass game. Because usually they are.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm the only one who picked the next
miserable
one.
to watch.
They are
always fun to watch.
They're not.
Who? Not in that game. They won't. I mean, my God. I mean, because I don't
know. It always is kind of fun, even now. Even though you feel a little bad for them, it's nice to see Dallas get their butt kicked a little bit. And that always feels a little good.
That's talking from a Green Bay guy.
We got some obnoxious fans everywhere.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say, like, if you like train wrecks in slow motion, you'll want to tune in to the Steelers Cowboys game.
Remember, I picked that division. Everybody's going to go 4-12, right?
Yeah. And have the first pick in the draft next year. The playoff team will. All right, so the next one. Okay, so this is your Arizona Cardinals coming off of a bye week. Playing against the Miami Dolphins. No, Chipper, Tom, and
go, guys.
Went for the Cardinals, and then Scooter, Mark, and Steven went for the Dolphins.
Split.
Yes. Split down there.
Guys.
Miami lovers,
back, man.
Jump on board, guys.
I'm on the Tua train.
There we go.
He might double yardages. He might start this week.
Still have a bad game.
Arizona has serious injuries, though. I mean, they got Drake Kirkpatrick and DeAndre Hopkins. Neither one practiced today.
Hopkins is playing. Kirkpatrick.
He didn't practice today.
Yeah, I don't think he practices anymore.
On Wednesday.
He doesn't have to.
I think he's just like, I'm good. I'm good.
He didn't have to. The hell, it'd be like if Metcalf went to the coach and said, "Hey, look, I'm not practicing on Wednesday." He said, "All right, no problem."
No, Hopkins is like, okay, so all of these plays were written for me, right? So I know them.
Yeah.
I knew where the
ball. I need to practice them for.
I'm the one that told you to put it
there.
Yeah.
That's I mean, because one thing is interesting, though, I will say, Stephen, to you, just real quick, because I know that you're pulling for the win for the Dolphins. They're only 2 games out of first place.
I know. The Bills are going to lose to the Seahawks. New England sucks. Jets suck. So then we'll be granted they had their bye and the Bills didn't, so we'll still be a half game back. But it's happening, guys, right before our eyes. It's happening.
But I will say the Cardinals are only one game back to the Seahawks too, so that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty impressive too. I mean, Cardinals are holding their own this year. I really am.
Damn, so that Bills Seahawks game is pretty huge for their division.
It is both divisions, yeah.
Right.
So this game probably is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I know.
I agree.
And I'm the only one that went with the Bills. That makes that one more exciting for me.
There you go.
Seahawks, Dolphins, all the way. Super Bowl. NFC, Super Bowl.
Seahawks, Dolphins. Now this one, okay. This one's kind of cool or interesting too. We are absolutely split again. This is on Sunday night. New Orleans plays Tampa Bay. Steven, Mark, and myself went for Tampa Bay, and everybody else, Chipper, Tom, and Scooter, took the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know they're Brady haters. I get it.
We are Brady haters. And the other thing is if the New York Giants can play Tampa Bay that good, the New Orleans Saints can beat them.
See, but I was about to say the same thing. If the shitty little Bears can play that well,
and beat them, actually. They beat them and then they give it away.
But to counter that, the Bears at least have a decent record. The Giants have one win.
Right.
Yeah.
The Giants are probably better.
I thought that too, and then I thought about Nick Foles. So
he did win the Super Bowl.
But in this is a revenge game already for Brady, right? He got kind of embarrassed 3 picks against him in week 1. So he's coming back. Brady ain't gonna lose to him twice.
Michael Thomas is playing in this one, isn't he? Or no?
I don't
Probably
know.
not. I think he's out for the year.
They keep coming up with a different excuse on the field.
God.
And AB's
like
going to be in there.
Hey, man. Michael Thomas. It sounds like everybody wants to beat the shit out of that Charner Johnson guy. That's what Michael Thomas fought, and then Wims last week fucking ripped his mouthpiece out and then smacked his helmet twice.
Would somebody just pick up Garrett? Just pick him up, put him on the team. He'll take care of him.
I want to see how many fights Charner Johnson. I don't know what he does to people, but people still keep punching him in the fucking mouth. So
he's talking that Josh Norman crap.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, no doubt.
Steve Smith. Remember when Steve Smith and Josh Norman used to get to that? Was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panthers. Yeah.
Well, Steve Smith got suspended for a game for punching. It wasn't Josh Norman, but he punched one of the DBs in the face.
His wife.
During practice.
Oh no.
Wow.
No,
that was right.
Beat the hell out of D'Angelo Hall every time we played the Falcons too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that was the
that used to be hype.
Yeah.
That was always a helmet pulling a helmet or something. Yeah.
Did y'all see that interaction between Gardner Johnson and Wims this week? The Bears and the Saints?
Yeah.
Well, he punched him, right? Like, yeah.
Well, so earlier in the game,
that was like he was slapping him.
It was like freaking.
He was bitch slapping him.
10 minutes earlier in the game, Gardner Johnson ripped the dude's mouthpiece off of his helmet because it hangs there.
Yeah.
He just ripped it off and he threw it. Yeah. So then, like 10 minutes later. I don't know why. Maybe the guy just found an opportunity, but he runs up to him after the play. He snatches his thing and then slaps his helmet.
Yeah.
And then he tries to like be a little bitch boy and run, but he realized that Gardner Johnson wasn't fazed by it, so he like butts back up, and then he punched him in the helmet again. I was like, "What in the hell is going on right now?"
Yeah, it didn't even look like they were. He just walked up to him. Ran down the street and slapped him in the face.
You're mad at my mouthpiece?
That was weird.
I get you a mouthpiece.
Yeah. And then the Wims started like flexing, and like everybody's standing there like his own lineman was like, "Get the fuck off the field! What are you doing?" Like, get out of here! You slapped him in the helmet. That's not even hurting him.
God.
Oh,
I guess for at least a game.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he get suspended? I don't even know. Did he?
He will. He has to.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Just walk up to somebody and
You
punch
just
him.
can't do that. No, you can't do that.
Like tapped him on the shoulder. Like,
yeah.
Bitch.
I mean, he'll probably lose. He did that crap. He'll probably lose 2 game checks. You know, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, not to them. They're like, okay, that's just whatever. Yeah, but they might go into an MMA match or something. But
yeah.
And the next game, Monday Night Football. This is a good night to start watching Hallmark Channel, probably. I'm just kidding. It's the New England Patriots against the New York Jets. It is a division game. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who
It's a
cares?
big one for all of our mark my words.
It
It
is.
is.
I will be rooting for the Jets for
I'll be
sure.
watching.
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to go the Jets because Cam is that bad, in my opinion. But I just don't think Belichick will lose to this Jets team. I don't think that's possible.
Because I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence go there. They have to win.
True.
Yeah.
Poor fella.
Yeah.
He won't.
Yeah.
He'll hold out. He'll hold
He'll-
out.
I don't know.
I want
think
Trevor to have to
went
deal with
New
that
England
because
on that.
Burrow's having to deal with the Bengals right now.
True.
And
Yeah, but
Tommy,
the Bengals is hella better than the Jets.
True.
Like the Bengals are bad, but at least like they have talent and like are like a nice organization.
Well,
and they already have
and they're
somebody.
trying to win.
Yeah, yeah.
They
The
care
Jets,
about
like,
it.
do they even have a talented
Wait a
player
minute.
anymore?
They actually have one.
True.
Yeah.
But Mark and Tom, you took the Jets on this one.
Yep.
You know,
Speak
my,
for yourselves.
It's
Yeah,
my-
they
Is there a
did.
fantasy player owned on the Jets?
I don't know,
Yeah,
on the Jets.
yeah. I
That's
think
what
the
I'm
kicker,
Jameson Crowder.
all offense.
Crowder. Mom had Crowder for a while.
Yeah, she's at now. Literally, no one is owned on the Jets.
That's crazy, huh?
Maybe like a linebacker.
No, they traded him to Pittsburgh. Avery Williamson.
Wow.
Hey, are we
Oh,
are we
yeah, that's true.
halfway? Are we halfway through the season here? Is it-
Yeah. It was
is
just
it
went through
time-
week 8, right?
Yeah. Is it time to do our half picks?
Yeah. You know who is owned? The position that means you're bad at football but good at fantasy. There's
Corner?
two Jets cornerbacks.
Yeah,
Are they really?
Oh yeah, I forgot I own one of them.
Yeah, you do.
yeah. Because you know you're going to get a lot of tackles.
Yeah. Really, no, he's terrible. He's allowed a lot of passes. So
yeah.
And he's
Well, I
projected
have
like
Jamal
4 every
Adams
week. But
And
it doesn't
Avery
work.
Williamson. I have 2 ex-Jets.
true.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had Crowder for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Crowder still somewhat does well.
Yeah, but he's injured, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chip. I see you. You fixed your team. I looked at our matchup earlier. You were projected like 100. I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
But it's the Bengals are on a bye. So Chip
Right.
had every slot player out.
Yeah. I have both running backs. I have 2 receivers. I have the quarterback. Like I was just like, all right, I guess we gotta do something about all these Bengals being out.
Got the coach, got everything.
So those of you in the league, Chipper will entertain a trade
Yeah, that's right.
if you want any Bengals players. That's
True.
and you're not getting Burrow, not from Chipper.
I mean, you know, I'm starting Breeze, so I'm okay with that start instead of
Yeah.
Burrow.
I'm just glad Arizona's back off of a bye because with Aaron Jones out, I mean, shoot, I got no running back. I went without a
When
running
is he
back.
coming
last week.
back?
They said for a couple weeks.
I need him to come back.
They said for a couple weeks. So and maybe end of the year. I don't know. Who knows?
That was Kittle broke my heart. He was the only him and Kelsey were the only tight ends that you could actually get a good game out of.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gone.
I know.
Well, Waller does work for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Waller.
Valid point.
I had
Valid
Waller
point.
last year. I loved
Hey,
him.
hey, Gronk's becoming a thing again.
He is.
He's scored
coming-
like 15 plus in the past 4 games. I'll take that from a tight end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So anybody who changing, let's go do our halfway mark real quick. We'll do that. And Mark, you were not here at the beginning of the year when we do this. We do this every year, every 4 games or every quarter. We go through and we tell who we want in the who we in each division.
Right.
So I'll let you go ahead and fill in here. I'll fill you in from here. But anybody want to make a change? So we have Chipper, Scooter, and Tom all say the Bills. You still want to stay with that? Steven's staying with the Dolphins, I'm sure.
Ride it out.
and I said the Patriots.
Ride it out.
I will probably have to make a move there pretty soon, and it probably will be the Bills, but whatever. Anyway,
Whoa, dude.
I know I can't stay with the Patriots.
We're on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Bills for sure.
I'm staying with Bills.
Mark's the Bills. Everybody else is staying with the
Whoa,
Bills. All
whoa,
right.
Bills for sure. Y'all need to calm down.
I'm staying with the Bills.
I get to pick out.
I'm staying with the Bills and Miami. Very close second. How about
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll take wild card.
All right. And then in the next division, Chipper has the Bengals, and Tom has the Steelers, and then Steven, Scooter, and Michael have the Ravens. Anybody want to make any switches there?
I think I have to switch to Steelers. To be honest, I don't think there's any choice.
Really?
Unless they just like completely blow it. But now, at worst, they have a tie to the Ravens.
The Steven's going Steelers.
I mean, and you know, the season's only halfway over, and there's still COVID, and there's still injuries. So
yeah.
To consider.
I guess
it's been an injury-laden season. I mean, let's face it.
Chipper, you're going
injury-laden.
I'll take 90-year-old Big Ben over Lamar Jackson, to be honest.
90-year-old. All right. This is interesting. So on the AFC South, we have Chipper, Scooter, and then myself, who had the Titans originally. And Scooter changed his to the Colts. I don't know when he must have done that the second. Yeah, after the first set of 4 games. And I'm not Scooter. Steven changed his. Okay. Steven changed. Scooter, you've always been the Colts.
I think.
Okay.
That was me.
And Tom, you didn't have anything picked at that time, so I don't know. But you can pick now, whatever you want.
I think I had Houston, didn't I?
You may have had Houston.
That sounds like something you would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you picked Houston, and my dad wrote it in for me because I don't remember picking that. But
okay, all right.
I love Deshaun, so I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna stay with it. You're gonna stay with it.
No, I don't think that would be wise.
You can love Deshaun all you want.
Yeah, this is like the last thing where I wanted to stay with the Bengals, but that's just can't do it.
So probably would go Titans over.
Okay.
Colts.
So Steven, what are you doing?
What am I now?
You've moved to the Colts.
I'll stick with that then.
All right. Okay. Chipper, Scooter, you're the Colts. Tom moved to the Titans. I started with the Titans, and actually, you said something about Houston. You want to stay with it? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh. Chipper, Titans.
For sure.
Mark.
Titans.
Okay. All right. Everybody has the Chiefs on the next one. No Raiders, Broncos, or Chargers. Mark, you want to go with your Raiders?
No.
Okay. Okay. I get it. All right. What about let's go. This is going to be so much fun. Okay. So Chipper and Steven had the Cowboys, and Scooter, Tom, and myself had the Eagles. Does anybody want to switch, or does it matter?
I'm gonna be honest. If Dak was still there, I would actually still think the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I hear you.
You got it. I got it off the Cowboys. The rest of them are terrible. I think the Eagles are the only. Just because they have the most wins, I got to go with them.
I'll switch to Washington. We'll give the football team a fucking chump.
Oh, there you go.
Hey man,
watch the Giants take the whole thing. We're not even talking about them.
That whole division is just.
Did that one of the Eli Manning years?
What can you do?
Didn't they go like 1-8 and then win 7 straight to win the division at 8-8 during the Eli Manning year?
Maybe.
Like yeah,
probably when they won the Super Bowl. Probably.
Yeah, with that catch off of his helmet.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
All right, so we now have 4 Eagles and 1 Washington.
5 Eagles.
Oh, 5 Eagles. Okay. All right, 5 Eagles. That's right, because we got Mark in there now. Good. Okay.
Mark, you're always the contrary. You should go.
Yeah,
I know.
Eagles might actually go on a run. They already won a couple games. So
I think the
every one of us has the Packers.
Really?
Oh.
You got Bears, Lions,
I thought
Vikings.
some people had the Bears. Maybe I jumped off.
I'll switch to the Bears just to
Why?
spice it up.
Yeah.
That's not spicing it up. That's stupid.
That's noble of you.
Honestly, jump
Noble
on
of
the
you,
Lions
Skipper.
when you want to like get the second best team in our division.
Wait, but the Bears have the same amount of wins as the Packers.
They do. 5-3 and 5-2.
Yeah, and they're going to end with fucking 5 wins.
Steven, I know who's going to stay with that. Scooter, Tom, and Michael, we'll all stay with the Packers. Is that what you want to do?
Stay.
All right. Mark?
The Bears.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah.
Bears.
At least you're the second best team in the division.
Vikings.
They're not. They're better than the Bears too. You're choosing the worst team in the division.
All right. So our division, this is interesting. So we have Chipper, Steven, and Tom all with the Saints. We have Scooter with the Falcons, and we have me with the Panthers.
Of course.
Yep.
So no one has the team in first.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. That's true.
Okay.
We're ready for that.
So you say we can change now,
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely.
There's a chance.
That's it. What you want, Scooter?
I don't know. The Falcons are on a 1-game win streak. That's pretty good for them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's true.
High for them.
All they have to do is go 8-0.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In the next 7 games. Yep.
All right, 7-0, smart ass.
Wait, they should have 8 games, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, they have 8.
No, there's
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, 8 left.
Yeah,
There is 8 games left.
7 games.
Who'd you say, Scooter? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Well, probably
Saints or Bucks?
Saints or Bucks. Saints or Bucks.
So who is it?
Both.
I'm gonna say
Either or. Whoever wins.
You know, with AB in there, I'm gonna have to go Bucks.
All right, B2. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
And then everybody else staying with the Saints, Chipper, Steven, and Tom?
I mean, I want to go to the
I'm
Bucks
going
because their
Bucks.
defense is so raw, but they got Brady, so I'm sticking with the Saints.
Saints, I'm with Chipper.
Well, and then they did struggle against the Bears. So there's that.
There you go. And Mark, what do you think, buddy?
Tampa Bay defense.
Wow, there you
I'm
go.
going Tampa Bay because of Devin White.
Who?
Steven's
Nasty.
going.
TB.
Evan White is.
Devin White. Okay.
Steven's going to Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Here we go.
All right. All right.
Y'all
I,
stirring the
I don't,
pot.
I don't know if freaking Michael Thomas is ever going to play again.
That's true.
Valid point. Valid point.
Wow.
And if Emmanuel didn't have COVID, I mean, that team just wait.
Yeah.
Gronk's
Everybody
coming
gets
online.
healthy. Saints win that division, and they're back to the team I thought they'd be.
I'm still with you, Chip. I'm not pulling for Brady. I'm right there with you,
I
man.
like it.
Here's what's so much fun. Okay, so we started off Chipper, Steven, Tom, and myself all started off with the 49ers. The
Sure.
next time we did this, Tom and myself switched over to Seattle, and Scooter, you have stuck with the Cardinals all the way through. This is what's fun. This is what's interesting to see and hear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real curious to see if anybody's making a move or if anybody's staying.
Wait,
or-
I would have switched to Seattle last time.
I didn't. It didn't. That's fine. I just didn't see the mark. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but with
I definitely would have because, I mean, I think we were all right in picking the 49ers, but once the team crumbled with injuries after 1 week, it was like, oh.
So this team or this division is exciting in the same way of the NFC East, except for the East is terrible and the West is actually all good.
Yeah.
yeah, good point.
Easy.
No, I was just betting on Tyler Murray, but
That's not a bad bet.
49ers are not out of it.
They're
No.
not. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Like I
that's
could
what's
just
crazy.
stick with that, but
You know what's kind of crazy about this division? And I mean, I know it's not like super crazy because they all have winning records other than the 49ers who are even, but they all are plus 35 in differential. Well, like 35 or more.
Wow.
But like that's when they win, they are
switching
freaking
to
winning.
Cardinals for sure.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay. And change your mind when the Dolphins beat the shit out of them this week.
Back 49ers.
No Rams.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll take the Rams.
Speaking of the Dolphins and the point differential, the Buffalo Bills, who are leading that division at 6-2, have a -1 point differential.
Exactly.
The Dolphins, who are 4-3, have a plus 58 point differential.
It's not about how big you win games.
So if the Dolphins win, they beat
a
the shit
win,
out of
a
them.
W is a W.
And somehow, if the
W.
Bills win, they lose. They score less than the other team. So I don't know how they're doing that.
How did they do that? Is that mathematically possible?
Well, yeah, because they just means when they lose, they get blown out. And when they win, they win by nothing.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think?
Seahawks.
What do you think?
Crazy.
Seahawks, huh? Oh, wow. All right. It's easy coming in. It's easy coming in at the end and jumping on the bandwagon. No, it's what's fun though is you kind of see the progression and if it changes, I add like a number, like I'll put whoever you pick and then the number 2. So this is your second time picking this through here. What's interesting to see is who actually wins it and has no number next to their name and get them all right. That's what's kind of cool.
Hey, I made it real spicy by jumping from a number 1 team to at this point. So it's like jumping off the bandwagon because I jumped away from the Packers to the Bears.
It's true.
You picked the Packers and then you're an imbecile.
Not a fan. I don't know if it's any indication of last week's games. This week should be really, really interesting only because there were so many kind of upsets, maybe you might want to say. I mean, really,
at least 2, right?
Yeah.
Bengals, Vikings, I think were pretty massive upsets.
And Atlanta beating Carolina, that was pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But if you looked at the the picks on fantasy, I think it was like Panthers were like 70 or 80%. So that was a bit of an upset.
That doesn't mean anything.
Then.
No, I mean it does. You can't really tell. I mean, week to week and what happens. And
well, I mean that's just the popular vote. That's the
right. No, I
vote.
get it. No, I get it.
Yeah.
What was interesting is last week Indianapolis had the most points of 41 points. That was kind of crazy. I was surprised they got that many points with Phillip Rivers back there.
Yeah.
Seattle, I expect, and who was it? Kansas City, I expect. But that was pretty impressive with the most points last week. I was surprised to see that from Indianapolis.
I was surprised to see the Bears come that close with the Bucks.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Saints, though.
I'm sorry, the Saints.
Yeah.
No.
Giants and the Bucks.
Giants. Okay, I'm sorry. The Giants and the Bucks.
Yeah. Both of those games, actually,
were
Yep.
A little surprising.
Highest and lowest point spreads this week. Dallas and Pittsburgh, the highest and lowest point spread. That's my mark my words.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll be looking for it.
It's not real bold, but it could happen.
Train wreck in slow motion.
Yeah.
Train wreck in slow motion. Should be fun no matter what. I tell you what,
right.
Let's just real quick before we go. As far as toughest schedule, I have to say Baltimore has one of the toughest schedules to finish out, I think. They have Pittsburgh, Indy, who I think will play them tough. New England won't, but Tennessee, Pittsburgh again. Dallas won't be tough, and Cleveland won't be tough. They'll finish out okay with the Jacksonville Giants and Cincinnati and all that. But God, coming up, I was just looking at their schedule and I said, you know what, Baltimore, you're going to have a tough time, dude. It's just going to be tough, I think.
I don't know. I think, God.
Doesn't make me sad.
No, not me.
Who is it? And the bad thing is too is that you have so I think it's the Dallas division, Dallas, Philly, and all that. They're you know how you play a certain division every year, like it switches up in what division you play. That division, that whole division has to play the best division. Arizona, Seattle, they're matched up with all of them. It's just like, oh, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes for brutal games because you got Seattle, Arizona, and mixing that in is just.
They do get to play each other, though. So
That is true. You get to play the worst and the best. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I will wrap this up. We can stick around here. Oh, we got a comment out there. Who is that? Let's see. Coop Dog, you're a little bit late, but that's okay. It's probably time change or whatever. Would you trade Lamar and Ridley for Dalvin Cook? Have Josh Allen and Braden Cooks, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen, and AB?
Yes.
So
I don't know what else you're sitting on running back, but I mean, I think Dalvin is one of the best running backs overall. And
Lamar and Ridley would be a lot easier to make up on your roster. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd like to have Cook or Dalvin on that one for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wouldn't you rather have Dalvin Cook anyway on any trade? Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, not any trade, but you know what I'm saying.
Lamar. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are good players, Ridley and Lamar. But yeah, I would do Cook.
Yeah, my running backs are Zeke, Carson, Edmonds.
Running backs are.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, I'd still
but Dalvin would still be your best running back. Josh Allen's fine for replacing Lamar.
Yeah.
And then Ridley kind of has, like, I mean, I don't want to say fallen off in the sense like he's not doing, but he's not doing what he was at the beginning of the season, right?
Well, and also he's hurt. So, he has a high ankle sprain.
Oh, yeah.
He may or may not play.
That's a few.
May or may not play. So.
Yeah, I mean it's
But he'll always. He's just a wide receiver too. He's a WR2 or 3 even.
Sure.
He actually does better
because you got Russell Gage that sometimes will get. I think Gage has even gotten a few more targets than Ridley in a couple games.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since that Packers game, I feel like Ridley just hasn't been like he got like 3 targets, like no catches in that Packers game.
He's not the same on the field unless Julio's.
You're right. He plays better when Julio's on the field.
Yeah, he does. Much better.
But then it kind of becomes either or.
Well, the 2 games Julio was out, he wasn't getting anything. So
yeah, he was. He was getting double coverage.
Right. Yeah.
Or against the
Julio
Packers,
wasn't out there.
He was getting Jair.
He wasn't getting targets because he was getting double coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so probably should if I can. I absolutely would. I'd go get Dalvin.
Yeah, worth having for sure. He's not going to let you down.
Unless he gets hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's with anybody, though.
Sure.
Or if he gets COVID. I mean, it's just kind of crazy this year. I mean, so it is what it is at this point. With no,
I'd love to see Dalvin Cook's name on my roster. He'd be
for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But COVID is going to be an issue, especially when we get deeper into the flu season. It is going to be an issue.
True. In the other league, I have Russell Wilson, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, and Dalvin Cook.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So last week was pretty freaking nice.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah.
So you're number 1 in both your leagues then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 8-0 in that league, 6-2 in this league.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Oh yeah, Scooter was up. Yeah. What was it?
No,
Since
I mean,
you got like a 3 losing streak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I said it takes 2 things to win: luck and talent.
Yeah.
I was like, on my roster was heavily on the luck side, and then the injury started happening. It was like boom, boom, boom. So
Yeah.
No, you still have a solid team, but Dak was definitely a difference maker.
oh man.
Well,
Yeah, who would have
even,
known that he would be balling out like that? And
Calvin Ridley was popping off for like the first 3 weeks where he was scoring
he was
30 plus.
He was freaking balling out. So then he got injured. But hey, that's the way it goes.
So.
Yes, that is the way it goes for sure. It's unbelievable. It's
projections. I've learned in fantasy that the projections mean nothing.
No.
No, a little bit, but you got to learn how to read them.
Matchups more. Matchups more.
I know.
They don't do a good job with projections for like
matchups
up and coming players that like have done well the past couple weeks. Like especially defensive players.
Yeah.
Like you have a corner that scored 18 the past 3 weeks, and they'll still project him 4.
Yeah,
and you're like,
why?
Why would he do so bad?
Corners, I never look at projecting. I look at matchup.
Yeah,
I don't even really look at matchup. I look at individual matchups when I put in a quarter.
True.
Like find out who they're playing again.
I will play my guy if they're covering Julio, right? Something like that. Yeah. So you got to look at individual matchups for that. Linebackers, you just play your guy that does work for you every week.
Right.
Defensive end, I do look at the amount of sacks that the opposing team gets. So, but you can't go by the number projections that they give you.
Yeah, and you can't even go by what they did last week.
I know.
I mean,
the matchup could be totally different.
Yeah, it's all about matchup.
And they don't update it. I mean, then they don't update injury. They don't even put notes on the defensive play.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I know they never really have cared, but I actually think they've gotten lazier, especially with the notes part of that.
Yeah, it used to be that they put it on there, right?
Yeah, like if your guy was out, they would say so and so. Even if it was like a whatever linebacker, they would say he's on the injured list this week with a strained calf or something.
Now all we get at the most is a couple of damn letters.
Well, now, I mean,
and you actually still don't know. Like, I think it even happened with Jamal Adams for you last week, where I saw he didn't. He was like, and they said like the O, and then I was like, oh well, let me read his note, and then but all it said was like, it was like from 2 days ago saying like he probably won't play, or like there's a chance he plays, and I'm like. Well, did he? Did he play? We're here.
Things look good for. They said things look good for Jamal Adams. Looks like he's going to play.
Right.
The day of, it was like Jamal Adams ruled out, and then I Googled his notes, and there were notes all along through there. The team. You have to go to the Seattle's website to figure out.
Because in Yahoo it never said. All it was the note from like Friday, and I was like sitting there like. Wait, so I mean, I know it says he's out, but that they'll do that. Like if the guy gets hurt halfway or like in the first quarter and breaks his ankle, they'll go ahead and list him as out. So I was like, what? Like you're not even going to put any sort of note to tell him
This is news. This is like real news.
You'll see he's out, and then you go for an update, and there's nothing there.
You really have to go to the team website to figure anything out.
Or like game time decisions. And
I'm gonna end the broadcast real quick. I'm gonna end the broadcast. You guys, we can talk. I mean, we can keep talking.